experience with him was at Ride a Wave, and at Women on Waves, and he would come down and talk to us after our awards. And he donated so many wetsuits and had, was just really involved in the community. And also my kids went out on the Sea Odyssey and learned about the ocean, and that was a great gift also. So
I used to see him walking down right at the point before the wall was up and doing his morning walk every day. And I've seen the progression to where he was out lounging on his lounge chair, where he couldn't get down the stairs anymore, but he was out sunning in that lounge chair on the deck. And I remember women's wetsuit, that was brand new. You always had to buy men's, and he did first, I think, to do women's wetsuits. And
hi, I'm Christine Helm, and I live down the street from Jack, and he's always just been an inspiration to all of us here. O'Neill, first name in the water, and many years of watching the family grow and change and the business grow and change to serve the whole world with O'Neill product. Brings back a lot of memories being out here again for another paddle out. But today we honor one of the greatest, Jack O'Neill, and we're here with our favorite Harry Mayo today. And Rosemary Rice is here, and Kathy Sweet, Dave Sweet, the famous board shaper, good friend of Jack O'Neill's. And we're just here to honor and remember Jack and shower the family and the cliffs with love today. Surfer love. It's our tribe. First experience with a wetsuit.
Well, that was in 06.
1906?
No,
Yeah, okay, just checking.
2006.
Oh, you had your first experience.
I never had it on.
Oh, I see.
You know what he did? He put it on backwards.
I did?
You did. You were zipping it up the front.
Yeah, you put it on.
We all worked in the same shop. This all comes from Jack O'Neill. And so we were doing glassing and everything, and foam shaping and carving and cutting, and having a good time.
There was two, and one passed away. Oh, really?
Right on. Yeah, Mike. I stand next to you, man. I'm clean cut, huh? Special day here. How you doing, Mike? Here we are to honor good old Jack. He brought a lot of happiness to us. You know, provided wetsuits for us. Every year made them better, better, better. Because of that, we spent a lot of time on the water having a good time. More time on the water, more flexible, more warm. Summer on the inside. Yeah, very special. We're here today to honor the whole thing. I've got a lei from the Santa Cruz Surf Club Preservation Society. I'm vice president, so we got to get this and to the whole thing. Yeah, special day. Honor the man.
Well, you know, the very first time I even heard the name Jack O'Neill was was the beaver tail. A guy here at Creek Mouth loaned me a beaver tail. It was in the mid '60s, late '60s, I think it was the beaver tail. And I saw him surfing with it, and I asked him what it was, and he said that was a wetsuit. And tried it on. It didn't seem to help much because my legs were so frozen. But and then I ended up getting a Jack O'Neill surfboard that was made. I'm not sure where it was made, or if Dick Keating might have even shaped it from Pacifica, because he shaped for Jack when he had a shop in San Francisco. And my very first surfboard was a Jack O'Neill surfboard that said San Francisco, Santa Cruz. So I always had a real affinity to Jack O'Neill. And of course, everybody did, because, you know, when we first started getting wetsuits in this area, the only wetsuit you could get was a Jack O'Neill wetsuit. I don't think there was anybody else that made wetsuits.
All right, my first meeting with Jack O'Neill was as an audience member at Bruce Brown's Waterlogged, 1964, Foothill College, Los Altos Hills, Brother Cy, good old brother Si, who taught me how to surf, took me to the movie. And during the intermission, Jack was having a raffle with his beaver tails and a couple of his boards. And so that's when I first found out about, the rubber shirts, as we called them in those days.
Well, yeah, it's really cool to be here in Santa Cruz. Pleasure Point brings back some memories for me. So 45 years ago, I slept on the bottom floor of Jack's house. My first time in Santa Cruz, my first time in America. So it's kind of special to be here today to paddle out in his memory.
No doubt.
My first wetsuit was in the 60s. I think it was a beaver tail, and it kept me in the water all these years. And I've always been an O'Neill guy. Best fitting wetsuits on the market. What can you say about Jack? He's a legend. I remember when he used to drive that Jaguar around, that 1953 Jaguar or something like that. It was awesome, but he's going to be dearly missed.
In 1984, I worked for Jack at O'Neill Yacht Center back in the day, while I was also working at the Crow's Nest. And I actually got my first O'Neill wetsuit in 1977 when I started surfing in high school at Saratoga High, and would come down here all the time. And just what a great guy he was, and just super mellow and just super giving. And so now, as the owner of Surf City Sandwich, we are honoring Jack today for all of his contributions to the sport. And we actually have a mini surf museum in our shop that displays a lot of his vintage goods.
Yes, yes.
That one? Cool. And then Sean's got your board for you.
You're welcome.
At that piece of property to the right of Jack's house, there will be a dedication ceremony. That will now be known as Jack O'Neill Park.